Hello and welcome to the FACEIT Counter-Strike North American Grand Finals. You're here with myself, JZFB, and Machini, who's here today for the first time. How are you, Machini?
Hello.
Machine, sorry, not Machini.
I'll be either. I'll be Machine.
Yeah,
it's beneath me. There you go. Stick with Machine.
So how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm ready for some CS, though. We've kind of been anxiously keeping an eye out when players join the server. We're very close to getting our first quarterfinal underway. And, well, I mean, we're a bit hungry for some CS this evening.
Yeah, so we've had... again, you may have seen a few weeks ago, FACEIT launched in North America, and we had a promotional tournament for the North American teams, the culmination of which is today. We have 10 teams. We've got 4 teams playing just before the quarterfinals, and then we're going to be going ahead with 4 quarterfinals today. We're going to stream 1 quarterfinal, both semi-finals, and then a grand final. So the first match is going to be LtK versus Reliable Gaming. Reliable Gaming, one of the teams I'm slightly more familiar with, but I mean the distance is it's not really a golf, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. But we should be connecting to the server shortly. I believe there are 8 people on.
Yep, so we're going to be there. We've got Lunatik up against, so LtK stands for Lunatik, a team we know almost nothing about. So that's going to be exciting to see, kind of going in completely fresh eyes and seeing what they've got to offer. Obviously, all these teams are going to be relatively capable. I mean, they've managed to get to the quarterfinals, so we're going to be expecting a real kind of nice benchmark in the kind of NACS scene.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good opportunity, especially for Europe, to find out more of the American teams, because at the moment we know about iBUYPOWER, about Complexity, Netcode Guides. When we finished our spring league, we had a show match between iBUYPOWER and Netcode Guides. But other than that, as far as the Europeans are concerned, because of the time difference, you don't really get to see that much of the American scene. But however, now FACEIT have established themselves in North America. Hopefully, we'll see more and more of the American teams, and now they have an extra platform to show their stuff and kind of make their scene more alive, basically. So yeah, looking forward to that. So again, Reliable Gaming's it's a team you often see playing in ESCA, etc. I'm not too sure about LtK. Again, they're relative unknowns if you're from Europe, so we'll see what they're like. But while we wait for the match to start, do check out the FACEIT platform, FACEIT.com. There are leagues and ladders there. There are daily cups as well. You can accrue points in the cups and win prizes. But not just that, it's also a good way if you're a new team, or if you're you've been around for a while, or if you're old hats at the game, then it's still an opportunity for you to play smaller daily cups and just keep that practice in. If you're a new team, as we were discussing offline, when you're a new team, one of the biggest issues is kind of longevity, basically. But these cups give you a taste of tournament experience, and
I mean it's key. I couldn't agree with you more. Like the problem that teams have is not wanting to go to a sudden LAN event and not perform. Whereas these kind of online leagues are that perfect cross between, where you can have that competition, but you can do it in the comfort of your own home. And that's really what FACEIT's doing. And it's good. I mean, the fact that these teams are going to be being able to play against, seeing kind of maybe getting a feel for the competition around them is fun. We've got the quarterfinals coming up now. We've got obviously another quarterfinal going on in the same time as this one.
3 more quarterfinals.
3 more, sorry. Yeah, so there's a lot of competition. It's really nice to see that kind of it's filled out the way it has. And I'm excited. I have a smile on my face, but that's purely because, I mean, I want to see... do you think there's going to be a playstyle difference? As someone who's only casted kind of European UKCS, am I going to notice a real difference in the playstyle at all, do you reckon?
I don't know if it's so... I mean, I think some people would argue about... yes, there will be a playstyle difference. I mean, there is, but how... We'll see if we can detect it. How obvious it is. Obviously, different teams have very different tactics. For example, one that stands out to me is iBUYPOWER on Inferno when they're playing CT. They put 2 mollies down on Banana, so they kind of cover like this whole area at the beginning of every single round, but I don't see any other team do that. So that's not necessarily an American-European thing.
That's a team thing.
It's just, we'll see individual play styles, and we may also see continental play styles as well.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it should be fun. And on top of the FACEIT website, also check out the FACEIT community link on Steam, because we have skins that you can vote to get into the game. As you've seen, we've got some in there already. And with some of the money that has funded, it's gone into like the spring league that we just had. We may have some more things coming up in future as well. And you can see we've got a few more skins the producer will show you, which are still to be voted in. There's one, a USPS equalizer. There are a few, I think there's a Mag 7 there as well, and there might be one more. There's a Mag 7 there.
Swag 7, that's what we were calling it.
I've done my research. Yeah, so vote for those on the Steam Workshop, because it benefits the community, FACEIT gives back, as you saw in the Spring League, which is pretty awesome. So, you know, if we have more weapons and we have more tools to do more leagues and give back to both the top teams and the community as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully we should be going into the game shortly. Again, it's going to be LtK versus Reliable Gaming, and I believe the match is about to start. So hopefully we'll switch, and here we go.
All
so
right.
it's going to be the knife round to start with, which is again it's Tosspot's favourite round of any match. But unfortunately, he isn't here to cover it, so we'll have to do the job.
Yeah. So knives at dawn, or knives at mid at the moment. And it means a lot to these teams, especially with these kind of bias on these maps, which has to be taken into account as they're going to be going into this one. Obviously, both sides have to be played, but I mean, it affects mindset more than anything, I feel. Having that a really strong start can really make a difference. Lots of tit for tat at the moment. Level playing field, lots of stabbing going on. I mean, I'm not no Tosspot here, and I'm not going to overhype the knife round, but it's nice to see the T side take it away. And so that's going to be LtK with the first one on the board.
LtK didn't even go on to mid. They basically all stood on T slope,
which was obviously it was
obviously deliberate, but it seemed to work out for them. They had 3 people survive the round, so maybe it's something for people to look at, because there are viable tactics for the knife round, and when you have a lopsided map like Nuke or Inferno, you want to be on that CT side, and it can make, and Train especially. It can make all the difference, as we saw when we had Nip versus Fnatic on the big match in winter at DreamHack. So it is worth thinking about. Definitely worth thinking about. So there is a boost you can do. Oh, there we go. Wow, he did it without the boost. I was going to say you can boost up there, but if you're pro, you don't even need the boost. So yeah, since they've updated this map, there are all sorts of little weird places in T-spawn that you can jump onto. You can boost onto the balcony as well. But enough about that. The most important thing about the visual update to Inferno is it's clearer, it's brighter, it's easier to see, which is great for all of the players. Yeah.
I mean, it's a map I really enjoy just because of the versatility on the T side as well. I really like how there's so many different kind of tricks up the sleeve. I've seen a lot of these kind of fake split pushes, which have been a lot more popular recently, with this kind of hanging around banana for far too long and then kind of maybe starting to bring that bomb towards the A side. Obviously, it's reliant on picks and something maybe we'll be seeing as this goes in. And need to get this game sound down a little bit. I'm still being deafened every time someone fires a bullet.
Okay, so hopefully the match will start soon. Actually, while we are on the A bomb site, I think from a silenced M4, I believe 1 bullet by default does 38 damage. So ignoring armor, ignoring headshots, etc., just traveling through the air, 1 bullet from a silenced M4 carries about 38 damage. And now they've nerfed that box in the middle of the A bomb site. If it travels through that box, I think it loses 4 damage. And if you consider what it used to be like, if you were defending on CT or as T post-plant, if you have a guy in pit and have a guy on site, that box was invaluable. And it was basically headshot box. You had to shoot them and you had to kill them. But now, one bullet loses 4 damage. So wallbangs are entirely doable. I had a teammate of mine, Jackafan, who he planted for library on the side of that box, but he stayed pit, and the guy fake defused and was looking towards the library for the guy to pop out, and he shot him through the box on the other side. So it's opened up the A bomb site to crazy tactics for both sides, defending pre and post plant. Okay,
so this is the real one. Got the pistols at dawn right now. We can see a kind of P250s in there. Got obviously the Glocks. This is where the T side does have that advantage. That 1 bullet kill will remain ever so supreme. They're charging through that smoke. It's looking to be going poorly. Robbie's got 1. He's got 2 alongside with his teammate Darky as well. Fugly was there. And so it's actually brought quite to a level playing field. Obviously, T-side getting that bomb down, a bit more money in the bank as Darky gets his second. Nice response, though, and look at the CT side wake up. Lightworker's left to 1v2, makes it 1v1 quite swiftly, and now he's going to be caught. Nicely played. I don't know if... I think that was more of a slip-up from Lightworker. Going to be picking that defuse home as well. He's managed to pick up a kit. So that's going to be the first round for the CT side, and a bit of a bloodbath.
Yeah, it was a nice pick early on from Fugly. He got 1 pick. There were 2 other people straight in front of him, but rather than kind of take that duel, he chose to push back the site. Hopefully, try and keep the T's behind the smoke. Yeah. But they knew now. They're committed to the bomb site early on in the first round, and they have to push forward with it. So the one tap was quite nice. It was unfortunate that the last T surviving there turned around. I mean, he could have just strafed out of the way rather than turn around, so he just gave the guy a free shot.
Exciting, seeing that T stack on towards Banana. They're going to be coming out, CZ's in hand, CZ and Glock combo coming out. We're looking for blood, and Mark shows the power of the CZ. Bullet into Dap's brain. Darky's there as well with one of his own, and now 3v3. And just look at the power these pistol rounds have. You've seen
the power of Auto Director.
I mean,
this is brilliant. I'm really
Auto
enjoying
Director,
this.
he's really happy that Mark died. There you go. And we'll see what Shazam's got for us. And he's going to be looking this. He did get a kill just last round. He's going to do it again with that FAMAS. Looks for a second. Does so swiftly. Clinical play there from Shazam. And now going to be coming around. Mop up was Fugly. So the round went in favor of the CT side, but T side, they looked strong in that start. I feel like maybe they lost their pace as they approached that bomb. So once that bomb was down, they felt a little bit sticky, didn't know where to go. And that's going to be another round on the board for LtK.
That's 2 bomb plants in a row. So despite losing the round, they can full buy, they can buy AWP if they want to, but it's not the most common purchase on the T side, and for good reason. And I just want to take this moment to express my extreme distaste at the CZ75. I still think it's
you are not a fan.
I despise it. I still think while they've nerfed it, it fires too fast, and it's just still completely OP and has lowered the skill bar in this game. But hopefully they continue to nerf it, so
until it's like a little pea shooter.
Something closer to.
Oh, hello! Defensive play from Shazam. Not going to get the second though. Did actually manage to pay a heavy price though, and Mark does finally go down. It's sat on only 8 HP prior to that. Darky though looks to be shining so very bright alongside Lex to bring it to a 3-2. T side looking strong. Nice. Darky going to be getting on towards this bomb site. And the bomb's going down. Nice positioning from Darky. That's going to mean they can hang around that pit side. He knows there's going to be a CT on the hunt. We'll be looking for that M4. Obviously more satisfied with that weapon. He's going to catch. Oh, it was Daps with his pants down. And a very good round from the T side. It's exactly what they need to bring themselves to par in regards to economy. And that's going to be a pretty rough eco now for the LtK side.
So I heard one of the CTs there saying he flashed them all. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for him to survive. So, yeah, the CTs are going to be on an eco this round, but they've won the first 2, which is a lot better than losing the first one. So, again, they've got... One thing about the CZ is it's extremely powerful on the... Oh, he's shot his teammate in the head. It's more powerful on the CT side, than the T side, but we'll continue that later. This is unbelievable. Yet again, the T side swarming onto the CT. CT side are not ready for this. You see the 2 defensive players fall very, very quickly. And this is something I have not seen. I casted a stupid amount in Inferno last weekend, and I did not see this once. This may be that sign, that kind of difference between the 2 kind of across the pond. Because right now they see an aggressive T-push. Admittedly, it's a bit of an eco bash, but still throwing in those 5 players down Banana. Not kind of really risking it in regards to flashes and nades. And, I mean, it's worked out for them. Now Juvenile last man standing, and he doesn't look like he's going to be able to do much. Don't think he's going to be too excited about saving the CZ, but regardless... Yeah, he's looking for exit picks here.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be giving him to him. They might... Oh, hello. Nice. Light work yet again. I was going to say that they're being smart by all going the same way. Yeah. But then Lightwalker's made 2 mistakes on the B-bomb site now. Yeah, it's true. The first one was when he was in on the pistol round, when he was in ruins, and he turned away rather than strafed away and got shot in the side of the head without being able to do anything. And in that time, he's facing on his own, holding a grenade in his hand. So, you know... Not the wisest of decisions we've seen from him, so hopefully he'll pick us up now. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the CTs just gave them free reign of Banana because they have the CZs. They want to play the close game. Unfortunately, didn't work out for them on that occasion, and both the guys on site got picked. Nice smoke from Juvenile. See the T side are going to be hanging out with that bomb yet again on that B side. The CTs, maybe you'd think they'd be throwing a couple more over there. Auto Directors having none of it though, and. See, and they are starting to rotate. Still a bit of a slower attack this time from the RG side. Reliable gaming. These guys are reliable, and maybe they're reliable at bringing rounds home. That remains to be seen. Very reliable. So here they go, yet again on this B assault. Looks to be paying off yet again. They get in behind enemy lines before any sort of conflict does occur. Playing a bit more passive now. Nafly is holding that angle. He's going to be able to keep his teammate alive. Nice play. Gets one. Look for the second as well. Does so. Mark's going to go down as well. Look at Nafly go. In the meantime, though, Lex finally picks up the pieces of that one. Had to pay a heavy price, though, as Robbie's got 7 HP. He's going to go down to Juvenile. And, I mean, it's very messy stuff right now on this attack. And not so reliable. Not so reliable. Absolutely spot on. And see what they've got in store for us now. Darky and Lex, last 2 men standing for RG. And they really need to hold this one now. This is something that's going to determine the end. Do you see an AWP in the hands of Juvenile, and that's going to make it a little bit more difficult to keep himself safe and secure. Nice play from Lex, but look at that. 2 headshots, 2 seconds. Swift dispatching of the remaining CTs, and I have to admit it, I have to give it to Lex. He's shining very, very bright right now. Maybe not so much as Lightworker, who all I've seen right now has been early deaths and mistakes.
Those two crossfire positions on the BB bomb site. If you play with Swedish players, those two positions are referred to as Heaton and Potty, basically from the good old days of 1.6, where you saw how strong they were. Yeah. I mean, they were unlucky not to kill 4 of them from those positions, and now they're going for the aggressive approach down Banana, following the failure of the passive approach. But they've been spotted. Oh, he does get a pick though.
That was impressive.
Yeah, I mean they've been spotted, so it's going to limit what they can do here. But they have got the first pick. Now it's a 4-on-4. If they can pick up that weapon, then that will help a lot. But looks like the push is going to come now, although the bomb will remain around the mid area, just so they can make sure the site's clear or not. Looks like they decided to go back towards A. There are only 2 CTs left, so there's a fair chance that they'll have to split up, or maybe they would have both committed. They would have bomb threat. Yeah,
so right now they're just looking to take weapons out of T hand. It's not going to work. But so LtK, they got those first 2 runs. This is looking very good for RG, even getting the bomb down there, just as if they needed more money in the bank right now. I do see an AWP going into the hands of Shazam. Let's have a little look what he does with that. He's certainly invested into
Robbie swung around that corner in Arch like bot Hank. He just swung his weapon all the way past the CT and then swung it back to shoot him in the head. So that was quite funny. I don't know if many people are aware, but there was...
Look at this aggressive play. Robbie is just forcing them.
There was a bot tournament. That it was on CSGO Lounge and everything, and people were betting on it. Me included,
on bots,
so
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was quite fun to watch, actually. It was pretty hype. There we go. So, again, we've got one guy from Reliable Gaming just staying mid to make sure he doesn't get flanked. Robbie holding a Molotov now. If they push, that Molotov's going to land on oranges, so it will limit the places the CTs can hide. So if there's another guy who's going to throw a Molotov into new boxes, then they'll have to basically expose themselves on the site if they want to do any defense and not die to
Look at this. Very, very well kind of thought through positioning from RG. They've managed to time their Molotov, but Shazam's managed to catch them out. Didn't quite push when that flash got released. That's a bit of a slip up by them. Maybe not going to be too costly, as that bomb's going to be going down right now for the T side. Looking good. The flash is going to make it difficult to find him. This time coming around from behind. Fugly's doing swift work. Takes down 2. Nafly with 1 as he does go down to Lex, though. And now all on to the man himself. It is Lex. Lex is going to fall, and that, my friends, is how you retake a site. And that, I mean, that was kind of the catalyst of that, was just the AWP pick on the cross.
Yeah, I do have to give credit to the initial approach, though, because before they even made it around the corner onto the bomb site, Daps had 19 HP from a combination of grenades being thrown over the roof and Molotovs as well. So, again, that's
lovely,
that's what I'm talking about with the initial setups. It's a shame they didn't have 2 mollies thrown, because Daps went back to new boxes, but that's also a common place where you throw a Molotov from Banana, and then that basically cuts off 1/3 of the bomb site and most of the cover of the bomb site, which makes it easier to get the quick picks. And they've
what is he doing?
Peeked mid without getting the smoke down and paid for it as Lightworker again.
He's my I've only just met the guy and I'm already thinking little of him. Let's see if he can shine brighter. Look at this. Oh, Robbie catching Daps on that kind of a bit of a premature rotate from him, kind of maybe just assuming kind of an A rush, since they weren't suddenly in Banana, which admittedly is all he's experienced so far with the T side. So he may have been a bit premature on that rotate. Robbie's going to catch him off guard, and with that player down, they may start considering maybe slowly approaching that B side. But there's 3 CTs around this A, obviously anticipating this push from the T side.
In fairness to Lightworker, there were 2 of them mid, and there was a probably 30-40% chance that the other guy might have got a pick on the AWPer, because there were 2 of them there. And if you get a trade there, then that's in the T's favor. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. You can smoke mid from T spawn, sorry, but I think they wanted to play a faster game here and keep LtK down on economy and on their toes. But looks like it's going to be an A approach here. Yeah,
look at this. Robbie looking desperately to take a CT down with him. He's pushed himself quite far up, taking heavy damage. I believe it is going to be nice. Actually, it was Juvenile hanging around pitch. Shazam's going to go down the processor now. And look at this. Darky flying down. He's going to get 2. An element of surprise was certainly with him, and he's a happy bunny with that one. 16 HP. And wow, they are going to be a little upset. That should have been more LtK, but Darky leaping down from apartments is going to do well. Nafly's not going out, being ruled out of this one just yet, though. On the hunt. Actually, HP's certainly not favouring him. Nice play from Nafly on the retake, and that name is very difficult to say.
I don't feel like Reliable Gaming deserved to win that round because, I mean, firstly, Pit is the strongest 1 point on the A-bomb site.
Yeah.
And they did not clear it before planting, completely exposed to Pit. And the guy who was planting the bomb died to Pit. And that's one thing that's common at all lower levels of Counter-Strike. People run in, get the bomb out when really they need their gun out, help their team clear at least certain parts so you can plant undercover, but that didn't happen.
But I mean, do you not question LtK there? I mean, LtK, they had 2 people not watching apps, but sat in Pit.
But also, when RG had 2 people on site, one of them was reloading his gun and just running around in the middle of the site under no cover at all, and got shot in the back of the head while he was reloading his gun. At least if you're going to expose yourself, have your gun ready so you can shoot someone. You know.
Okay. So it's all just, admittedly, it did
look
a
and
little...
the Pit jumping out of the apps and killing 2 people Pit. I mean, that was a mess as well.
Yeah, that was, well, I mean, that was LtK, and you heard the frustration there.
Yeah.
So now on this is a bit of a slower approach we've seen from RG. They've got the aggression down, and by slow I mean sitting in spawn.
Robbie's on his Facebook.
Yeah, just tabbing out, making sure his
He'll
babe's
be RB
okay.
chaps. Oh, he's back now.
There you go.
Been checking out some pics of the babes.
Yeah.
He's got this.
An armorless pistol round. Let's see what he's got for us. Actually, chicken murder. That's
Animal cruelty.
Looking for a second as well.
One chicken was harmed in the making.
He's just securing dinner for later tonight. That's what he's doing.
Fortunately for him, the CTs have not pushed down from Banana. They've got one guy just hanging around in CT spawn, ready for the rotates. He is watching Arch though. Is he going to make a connection here? No, but he's going to rotate round to library.
Ooh, hello Orp. Shazam's he doesn't really know there's one there, and Darky just completely dispatches him.
Through the door.
Look at that. Impressive stuff from him. And now Robbie, obviously the man, he could use this to his advantage and just bait out some players in Pit, but doesn't look like he's going to need to, as his teammates are doing all the work for him. Lex is alongside them, and look at the T side, just pick apart that defense on that A side.
Just started shooting full blind and headshot me. That's really fecal.
Oh.
That's a much more disciplined round from Reliable Gaming. So
very nice, yeah.
I think both teams have warmed up now, and hopefully we'll see more
of this.
Consistency from all the players on both teams.
I mean, well, when you say consistency, Lunatik looked a little out of their depth there on the defense. Everything that RG threw at them, they just could not handle on there. So obviously we're going to be seeing a save from Daps. Wise move from him. The bomb's going to be ticking away. Look, I'm really starting to be impressed by some of the assaults that RG are pulling out of the bag right now. I don't know whether or not it's just because the CT side aren't dealing with it well, or it's just RG are looking really strong.
Stay behind the masonry. There you go. That mortar. No penetration. Okay, so let's see what kind of buy we have here from the CT side. They're not going to be able to afford full nades, etc. They've got one guy who's purchased, and I'm wondering if it's a mistake because, I mean, their money's all over the place at the moment. Let's have a look at this. One guy's got $4,500. One guy's got $3,000. 2 guys are just over 1,000, and one's kind of just under 2,000. So it's a bit of a mess.
I mean, didn't he save?
Oh, of course he did. Yeah, he did save.
Yeah, so they've got the CZs there. So that does suggest that they're going to be looking for some sort of round. Looking to bring it round. Actually, T side, obviously, they have to make the move. They're going to be coming towards the B side. They know the weaknesses now. They're going to be checking the usual. That's the Molotov you were looking for before. No need for it, though, as Darky's got one. Gets the second as well, as Fugly just throwing his body through the smoke. And the bomb's going to be going down quite swiftly. CT side looking weak. Weaker now as Nafly falls. And now where on earth is Juvenile? He's going to be upset, just cowering in a corner with his CZ, stroking it, and hoping the nightmares go away.
He should be throwing that Molotov from Banana, though, while his
right, yeah, instead of kind of...
rather than just standing there again.
It's testament to how weak maybe the CT side is, because, I mean, the fact that he could position himself right in the middle of nowhere and just put the Molotov on towards the site suggests maybe there's not enough being watched by the CT side. But Juvenile's done well, managed to secure that AK. They're going to be saving that, or doing his best to do so anyway. He might come into contact with 1 or 2. Ooh, nice strafe. Oh, he does find Robbie. Robbie's going to be a little bit upset with that one, but the save is successful and manages to get another weapon out of the hands of the RG player. So 6-4 is your scoreline. LtK still looking weak at the knees at the moment, especially in economy. Look at the buy right now. They're going to be having to. They do see the York going to Shazam's hands. He's put all his money, all his eggs into one basket, and we'll see how far that basket gets him.
Okay, so it's going to be a force buy here, slowly but surely, from the CT side. Should have 2 FAMASs, but he's found it on the floor. So they'll be late to get to their positions, but it shouldn't matter too much. Although Reliable Gaming have been quite aggressive at the beginning of rounds, but they're hardly going to just go straight into the bombs.
Wow, look at this. So this is something they haven't done before. They're throwing all of those grenades and smokes towards that mid-area. They're maybe going to take it a bit more of a relaxed pace. And we see the players, the bruised and battered B defense, looking a little confused that they aren't suddenly dead already. Little Fugly inspecting the brickwork.
Okay, so Fugly's basically facing the wall so he doesn't get flashed.
Yeah.
But normally, in that situation, you have a guy playing with you who's facing. So if they just walk around the corner, he takes a shot.
Back, yeah.
If a flash comes out, he might get flashed, but then you turn around.
Oh,
so
I understand.
The fact he's facing it, he's saying it on his own, which is a bit peculiar. But
oh, the boost does pay off, but look at the price he paid. 19 HP. He's going to have to reposition. Robbie's going to be checking every possibility. CT side still not inspiring too much confidence despite that first pick onto Lex. Juvenile's in a strong position here. He's got everything he needs to. Oh,
hot flash coming out.
It's an interesting flash on towards the... He's going to catch... Oh, who is that? Looking to be bleeding heavily. It was Lightworker with that AWP. Mark's going to pick up Fugly with the nade. And nice play. AWP on AWP action. Kind of his Lightworker coming out on top. Robbie's picking him apart. And my days, Lunatik just falling apart yet again.
That flash... He didn't actually throw the flash properly. He threw it running, so it almost hit Arch when it popped.
It didn't look, yeah.
But the other player did get flashed, but that's because he happened to be checking the corner spot at the same time. If he threw it standing, then it's going to be a true pop flash, and the guy doesn't have a chance to turn away. But if he was facing Library at that time, he would have avoided that flash completely.
It's a pop flash he was after, and didn't get it this time. So, yet again, another save from LtK. Wise old men, and I think they're going off for the hunt. Are they going to find anything? Dap's actually going to take Robbie down again. Robbie just doesn't seem to be as effective as a hunter as he might be, as he might think he is. And Darky did take it out of Nafly's hands just before that round ended. So 7-4.
Having a huge match. 12-4 on T side of Inferno.
I mean, yeah, 12-4 alongside Lex though. I mean, Lex has been shining for me. Every time they push onto a site, he's the man with the opening frags. For RG, and it's really impressive to see him on the T side. And what was that on the CT side? Is it Shazam kind of standing around? Yep, Shazam and Fugly.
Daps is 2-9. Let's see where Daps is playing here.
Go on then. Oh, so I think he's the man that's been kind of going overly aggressive on Banana early. We saw that before. Remember, he got caught out. He's actually going to get caught out again. Has a heavy tag. He's been catching nades on the B site.
Yeah, he's standing in a position where he's getting
vulnerable
hit with nades
to nades. Yeah, so he's got his kind of fabulous FAMAS out. And there's no denying it is absolutely fabulous. Nothing's going to be coming to him, though, just yet. The T-side taking their time. Lex is actually picking on that A-side. Where's the bomb? The bomb is actually around Banana, so he's just making noise over at the opposite side, trying to keep the CTs in their seats. 7-4.
So the T's have just smoked something on the arch.
What is going on? CT side just revealing their position. It was actually Fugly, but look at this. The CZ does far too much damage, and that is why James hates it as much as he does.
I'm leaving.
He's furious.
It's all down to you.
Yeah, fists onto the table. Lex is last man standing, and all courtesy of that CZ's ridiculous both fire rate and damage. And now the CT side suddenly in the driving seat of this round. Let's have a look what Lex has got for us. Absolutely nothing is the answer to that one. They're going to be upset about that one. That was a robbery of a round.
I was doing a cast with Chewy a few weeks ago, and he said, well, it was a quote from someone he knew who said that the CZ is the third best rifle in the game.
No.
And I mean, as an example, I don't feel like it should be taking out two people like that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, the fact that it was dispatching two people in such a short space of time in one magazine is really kind of it. It seems to be away from the pistol class. There's no doubt about that. So we're with Lightworker at the moment with that AWP. He's going to be having fun times. Nothing to find as of yet, though. And this is a different side to RG. Is this going to be maybe a knock in confidence, would you say?
I'm not sure, really. We'll have to see how they perform as the match goes on, if they keep their balance.
Play from Darky did manage to take down Daps. This is kind of an aggressive CT positioning on B. This is trying something different. Didn't quite work, though. That bomb's going to be going down quite easily. Lex is going to be getting a couple of picks here with that AWP on Banana. Positions himself beautifully. Juvenile gets put to bed, and now he's going to be Fugly backing him up, inspecting his corpse and questioning whether it's going to be worth pushing in. Lex is caught with his pants down, though. What was he doing? I do not know. Darky and Mark make up for his shortcomings, and we're going to see 8-5 on that board. RG do look strong. You mentioned the kind of relative CT buy. I mean, who they chose, didn't it? Who was it that won knife round? I'm not wrong in thinking
it was
LtK. Yeah, so LtK won, chose to go CT, and we're seeing an RG advantage on the side they not necessarily didn't want. So RG looking to be strong. And what exactly would you say the CT side aren't doing right? I mean, we've seen what they can be doing right when they do get those successful holds on A and B. When they do it wrong, what is it that's going so wrong?
I feel like Reliable Gaming are just a lot stronger a team, and it's more about reviewing the tape at this point for LtK, and maybe looking at their strats versus other ones. They've gone for the trying to get aggressive picks this time. You saw a guy just pick balcony, but Reliable Gaming seem to be expecting it. However, they have only got one pick, and now Reliable Gaming left with 2 guys, and it's going to be difficult for them to watch their backs and advance at the same time, as you see the flank coming in here from LtK.
Look at Lightworker go. Lightwork just... Oh, there's a pun there. I'm not going to go for it just yet. Oh. I'll save that one for another day. As actually Lightworker does get another. So look at this. It's not going to be any more than a little bit of a pipe dream. But you see Shazam mopping that one up. 8-6 going to be finally securing a round. That was, that was 3 or 4 rounds in a row for Raji. Last round of the half, so obviously going to be forcing any sort of buy they possibly can.
Yeah, you saw at the end there, the Reliable Gaming player just... He threw a flash off part of the structure there, which kind of bounces a flash up mid. That flash allows you to solo push mid because it pops anyone who's in arch or quad.
Oh, we've got the element of surprise here. It's Nafli. He's going to get 1, gets 2, looking for the 3rd as well. He's going to get it. It could have been 4. Lightworker made light work of Nafli in the process, though. There it is. Let's see what Shazam's into response, though. He's going to make up for... the remaining T side. It's going to be quite quick, and they are not going to be too happy with that one. Nafli in chat is a bit upset that that 4 didn't come his way, but great defense elsewhere, and it's 8-7.
That was a nice flash at the end there into Paul, which is, I was watching a match a few weeks ago, well, I think it's like a week ago. It was Fnatic, and they had some crazy push onto the B bomb site, and they had 2 guys on the bomb site. One was behind New Box, and one was Oranges, and the guy at New Box, he flashed his teammate onto that part of the, you know, where Banana meets the bomb site, basically.
He flashes it.
But he threw a flash for his teammate to peek, but the kind of flash he threw kind of sailed through the air and allowed the CT to turn around because he saw it coming. But if you flash into Paul, there's 2 things. If you flash running backwards, they have less time to see the flash.
You just see a little tip.
But also, your teammate can peek while the flash is in the air because it's behind him, so you won't get flashed. So Paul is a very strong flash against people who are in the banana area because you can peek before the flash goes off. You don't get flashed.
It's an aggressive one. It's feeling like an aggressive defense for the CT side.
Yeah,
that's
a very aggressive.
I mean, we saw the CT side. They tried that. There was a couple of rounds where Daps was really, he was at the end of banana by the time the round has just barely started, and that cost him. I think he kind of learned his mistakes early there. Realized that for the RG, they either had 5 men banana straight away. We saw Nafli punish them for that in the just the round you just saw, or they went for this kind of slow hanging around T spawn, thinking about A and mid, and so they went through kind of 2 phases of that, and Daps learnt through both of them. We're going to get to that first second half.
All right, so you've got some players just reconnecting, but so the match should be starting shortly.
Yeah. But I mean, I've got a lovely question for you now. Let's.
Oh, a lovely question.
Are you ready for a lovely question?
Wow, I'm ready for a lovely question.
Okay, so this is a pistol round that we really is going to determine the kind of the drivers of this round now. Going level playing field, you said it was CT bias to an extent that in this map?
Well, what?
This Inferno, CT side.
Well, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so with that CT bias, seeing LtK take 7 rounds on it, does that inspire confidence from you in going into the second half, or does that maybe suggest that RG with the CT side are just going to stomp?
Well, it inspires confidence for Reliable Gaming because they got 8 rounds on the T side.
Yeah.
You know, you want at least 5 ideally when you're T. They got 8, so you know they're in pretty good stead here at the moment. So you know LtK are really going to need this pistol round. Oh dear.
Dearie me.
I mean, he may not have heard where the bullets were coming from, but surely he heard them hitting the wall, you know? I don't know. I mean, has he got headphones on?
Playing with the surround sound. Juvenile is going to respond onto Robbie after he's already taken down 2 of his comrades.
Lightworker just chilling.
He's just chilling. Daps is kind of a bit of a sewer rat right now, looking to respond in force. Don't think he's going to find anyone just yet. And RG are playing this quite safely. They're not really going to overextend, and they don't need to.
It's still entirely doable for the Ts. All it takes is 1 shot in the pistol round. You can't buy helmets, 1 shot to the head, any gun, dead. So, and there's one example, but unfortunately it hasn't gone LtK's way. And again, they really need to win the pistol, and they need to keep the Reliable Gaming's economy down as much as possible. That's how they win this match. It gets 2v1. One's got 7 HP, but again, it's all about headshots here. But it's not going to work out. Just didn't have the HP. So now, if they don't win an eco with those stupid CZs, then they're going to be up against it.
Yeah, you mentioned the stupid CZs. Let's see what they bring to the table. Actually, looking to be rocking the Glock, or a bit of Glock work is what we were calling it earlier. So
they've got no bomb plant either. So
no,
they can't, unless they get the bomb plant here, they can't buy on the second round. So which means we're looking at a third round loss if they don't make this. So, you know, it's
important. This is a real important round, especially knowing that RG have got this buy as well. A couple of P90s in there. I know I'm a bit of a big fan of that weapon. Just stupid amounts of bullets and stupid amount of money. Or it used to be even more. I think they've changed the money, haven't they? They used to be like well, the wrong amount of money, if in my opinion. You used to get highly rewarded for the P90 play. That's been mopped up, though.
It's interesting that they've gone for 2 P90s and a FAMAS. I think that if LtK had got the plant, they might have bought up more. But because they didn't...
They're trying to save it. Look at the Nafly go, though. They've just swarmed into the site. A big terrorist kind of force has jumped on towards that bomb site. Not going to be getting the bomb down just yet, though. Nice play from Lightworker. Finally, the bomb goes down, so that's money in the LtK pockets, but it could be getting a little messy. 4v3, as you see, Robbie and Darky going to be coming around that corner with pace and a much bigger arsenal than the defending terrorists. Looking good, though. Nice tag. It's going to be heavily costly on towards Robbie, though, who's got absolutely nothing to do or nothing to worry about. Going to be Nafly who goes down eventually after just taking Lex with him. Very swift round from the CT side. And, I mean, that was just a case of the better weapons.
The important thing in that round was, especially on the retake, is that the CTs had helmets. One thing people make a mistake of on the lower rounds, on the lower level games, matchmaking, etc., is after the pistol round, if they win the pistol round on CT, a lot of people don't buy a helmet, which means basically if your armor takes one hit, then you have to spend $1,000 on armor and a helmet. If your armor's taken nothing, then you can just buy a helmet for $350. But you pretty much always have to buy that helmet. Otherwise, you saw a guy get dinked at the beginning of B push, and he had 58 health. But if he got dinked by helmet, he's dead. And again, that can make all the difference. But it is 2-0 on the CT side for Reliable Gaming here.
Yeah, Reliable Gaming. This is a round they should really be winning. T-side did have enough money for that as they get that AK by. Lightworker finally levels the playing field. Was looking a little rough and ready. Managed to take down 2. Looking for a third as well. He's going to be putting that flash out towards the drop down from Apps.
They've got a free bomb site here. The guy on who has the plant is obviously going to be on site. The other guy wants to be in pit, really. They can use it. They can do the crossfire setup. Again, we've seen that the box in the middle of the site is nerfed. If they haven't gone for that, looks like you're going to have a guy. Either he's graveyard or they're doing double pits.
I think they're double pits. It looks like double pits. And that's actually going to... Well, I mean, it's gone wrong for them in the past. We saw what happened last time. Juvenile was absolutely furious. But Daps is watching it this time. Watching it steady. Nice play from Juvenile. Quick dink into Mark's brain. It's going to put him to bed. And now look at Lightworker. He's going to get caught out just as well. And that is exactly what they wanted to do last time. So really strong defense. And we see LtK demonstrating just how you can hold it. This time, though, on the T side. So really effective from them. 10-8 is your scoreline. And it really is nice to see that this... I thought this was going to be going too much in RG's favor. Right now, though, LtK demonstrating they have the ability. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
That was a good crossfire setup they had there in the pit, because if they played the way the CTs approached it, they could have set themselves up for a crossfire on someone who was on site if they got a quick pick on apps, on pit, sorry. So that did work out quite well for LtK, and now let's see.
Oh, Fugly. Got the element of surprise. Gets another as well, and RG are going to be furious. They had the element of surprise. They had the CZ, so the CZ has been snapped out of their hands. And in the meantime, though, nothing really too much is going to be going down on that A side. The bomb is around, actually. Robbie's going to be in a good position to receive them. Oh, and he's positioned himself perfectly for this pick on towards that pit area. I can't tell you who it is. I think it's Daps. Daps is going to get caught by surprise, and oh, Robbie fluffed it. He's not going to be the happiest chappy at the moment. Robbie's going to be... a little bit upset. Still only 2 players down for the CT side. Obviously, you have to bear in mind this was an eco, and so you can see the T side just looking to clean up the RG side. Lex.
That was a free kill for the CTs, especially with a 5.7, which has more armor penetration than some of the other guns. Yeah. I can only guess that he shot him once because the guy's got 22 HP. All he needed was 2 taps to the head, and he would have been dead.
Darky showing us how it's done there. He's actually managed to recover the AK. I don't think he's going to be doing anything more than saving that AK, and it's a wise move from him. In regards to economy, where are they going to be sat right now after this round, CT side?
The CT side, well, they should be able to buy after this round. If they lose that round, then they should be on eco again. So we'll see what happens. You know, LtK still with a chance. They just need to keep the CT economy broken here, which is entirely doable. Let's see what kind of money the CTs have got now. So, you know, Darky, Lightworker, there's not really going to be any nades for those guys. They've gone for kits as well. So they've got full weapons, no thermoses on deck, but they're limited with their nades. If the terrorists can manage to make them exhaust their nades early on in the game without getting picked, then it's going to be a lot harder for Reliable to survive this round.
All right, I'm excited. Let's see where they take it. Let's see what Fugly's got. He did such good work last round. See where he takes us this time. This time, him and Juvenile are going to be holding hands in that banana and make it just Juvenile now. Juvenile goes down, and he's going to be leaving his buddy Daps all out to dry. Nice defense from Mark. Now he's not going to be over pushing. We saw how bad that can kind of go for the CT side. Great spray. Ooh. Look at that, and that's going to be putting a little bit more of a dent on that defensive play. Robbie doesn't really. I mean, he's been here so often. Surely that element of surprise is completely exhausted now.
That was a nice smoke from Robbie because it doesn't give his position away. However, I do think he may have been peaked there from Boiler. Wow, RG, look at them. They're so set in their ways. This is the setup I was talking about. Yeah. You have one, they're not doing it at the moment, but when you have two guys there, one guy faces the wall, so if there's a flash, he can still contest the spot. But what we were talking about previously with the nades and so on, if you look at all the nades, they've still got loads of nades. They got a pick and then got a smoke down, which really limited what LTK can do with this round. And now they've got 30 people left and they're forced to push the B bomb site now. They've got the first pick.
Wow, nice opening play from Nafly. Looking for another one as well. Shazam is there on towards Lex. 3-2, and that is such a slow attack from the T side. Still managed to pay off. And the CT side are now forced to get for this kind of mile-long rotate. They were so set in their ways on that A side. Robbie gets a ridiculous pick on towards Shazam. He's going to be a little bit unhappy with that one, and now it is a 2v2. Made 2v1 nicely by Nafly. He knows that there's going to be a player just to his right. Fugly's kind of weaving in and out, doesn't want to show too much, and rightfully so. That bomb's going to be ticking away regardless, and I think Darky's not really interested in contesting this one. He's going to be going away, buying himself a banana for the way home, and he's going to be out of there to bring that round. Nice and quite well played there from the T side as a T comes following Fugly on the way home. So 10-10 level playing field. We've reached it. LTK looking strong, surprisingly strong on the T side. I mean, considering how they played CT, this is not what I was expecting for the attacking play.
I was quite surprised that they won that round, considering they the CTs got a pick early on and basically shut down Banana for a fair chunk of that match. But when they did push the B bomb site, the trades were going back and forth. But obviously that's not in the CT's favor. The two guys go down, the bomb plant comes down. The two remaining CTs were pretty much forced, because if they don't win the round, they all have to eco. So it doesn't matter if they push and lose their weapons. So it was really unfortunate for them.
Oh man, Fugly needs to be stopped. This guy defending his bananas. He's obviously a big fan of the yellow fruit. Will not let anyone pass. Nice play. The Darky's going to be the last man standing for CT. LTK yet again in the driving seat of this round. Daps just puts a couple of bullets into smoke and finds Darky to bring that one to a close. And I mean,
I'm sorry, but
he's cheating. No doubt about that. So Daps, a man who was struggling to defend that B side, this time on the T side is making short work of that mid area. So LTK, I think this may very well, other than the start, I mean that first 2-round advantage, this is the first time we've seen LTK in the lead now.
Now this is a full buy for Reliable Gaming. All got nades, got the AWP out on deck as well.
Ooh.
Oh, he could have got two, but he doesn't get any of them.
What should have been the power of foresight and X-ray, eh?
Yeah, and now you can see again on quad, we've got the double stack again. But they haven't been able to really...
Is that wallbangable, do you know?
Use it to much
effect. Can you wallbang that from apps into Robbie? I wonder.
Maybe from the middle of apps, but...
I'm intrigued.
I doubt anyone's really tried that one before. But I don't think they're aware that this setup exists at the moment.
I mean, Robbie's been there all the time. I mean, that's something I'd expect now. I mean, he's been there every single round. You think maybe LTK are going to start realizing they do. They take him down. Darky's there to back him up, though. He's going to try and find the second as well. It is Nafly. Nafly's got the advantage. Oh, and Darky, bobbing and weaving, managed to come away with just 6 HP. And he's looking to relocate, gets the smoke out to cover his tracks. There's a grenade coming to hunt him down as well. And he's going to throw out one of his own. Daps on the hunt as well. They know exactly that the CT side's position around the A side. This time, though, the B side is still an unknown. They know there's going to be make it 2 players around that B site. In the meantime, though, Fugly is actually still considering A. Juvenile's been left to kind of split and pick, but I don't think he's got too much up his sleeve right now. Does have a smoke, but I don't think he's going to be baiting too much out right now because the CT side are real set in their ways, happy where they are. The RG side is going to get some spray out, not going to connect with anyone there. Looking to find Lightworker, but Lightworker's going to relocate, and now Juvenile's going to have to go on the rotate. Nice play from Fugly in the meantime, though. Snaps onto Darky, and still paid a heavy price there. Only 12 HP. Gets another.
Fugly's snaps have been excellent.
He does just twitch onto these players right now. And it's going to bring me to 3v2, actually. So CT now forced to get towards that bomb site. I think Mark's got other plans, though.
Yeah, they're going to be saving the
it's a wise move.
guns. And I was going to say, there was a player on Arch. When they had a double stack, there was one of the guys who, I think it might have been Darky, who was underneath the roof. But he was quite lucky to survive that situation for the time he did, because he took a peek, tried to kill a player, then went back behind the pillar, and then pulled a nade out. But the guy was like 3 meters in front of him, you know? And that's, again, that's one thing I want to highlight. Like, for people watching who play matchmaking and maybe lower than the level these guys are playing at, often in situations, people will have an enemy close to them, and they'll pull out a grenade, try and throw a grenade at them or something, and they'll get shot while they have a grenade in their hand. And when it happens to you, just try and remember every single time you get killed while you're holding a grenade, and look at what situations that happen, and, you know, try and fix it, because that's one common mistake I see a lot of people do.
It's something that happens in every FPS game, though. It's just the power of timing. That word will be said.
There's a guy there, let me throw a grenade at him, and he gets shot. You know,
it's the panic. It's when you kind of like you're basically kind of scanning for what you possibly could do. Juvenil's boosted himself up, going to get that kind of advantageous positioning with the flash.
Yeah, you can peek the gap there, but also you can have a player jump on top of your head, and you can look into the B bomb site.
Robbie stacked himself on towards the site.
Yeah. Despite the map being updated, some of the boosts have gone. You can't boost into any trees anymore, but you can boost still into some arches, and that would be one of them there. He's
positioned himself. So look at that CNAF flight. There's Robbie. So now this is great, because he has that position where I feel like he now has the element of surprise. He didn't have it beforehand in his positioning. We can see that bomb is still considering pushing towards A. This is a very slow split and pick now. Smoke from Robbie himself, looking to maybe encourage that T progression on towards the site. Shazam with the orb. Let's stick with him just to see what he can find. The smoke's going to make it difficult. Darky's in the meantime going to be, great positioning. Daps falls straight into his trap. In the meantime, that's going to be Shazam stops.
Don't peek.
And he knows not to peek. I think he'd be foolish to even consider it right now. Robbie's going to be quite happy in his position. The joy of X-Ray. We get to see, in the meantime, Shazam. Darky must have peeked, and that's going to cost him. Robbie's the only man to respond for the CT side as bodies start dropping on this defense. And now the bomb's going to be going down uncontested. Shazam, the man behind the magic right now. And 3-2, Mark and Lightware. This is something they could go for, do we think?
Well, looking at their money, again, if they pretty much have to go for it, because they're on an eco next round regardless, and it's better that they try and win this round than
have a kind of messy half save. And hello, Fugly's coming up behind him, managed to find Lightworker. He knows his buddy's going to be nearby. Flash is going to slow him down, though. He's still on the hunt, and Fugly's surely going to take him down. Mark has other plans, though, and Shazam puts him to bed with James's worst nightmare. Yeah,
it looks like they were almost in two minds there about going. It's like they're having a
internal
discussion. It's like we have to go for it, because if we don't, we have to eco, and it's going to be 3 guys with P shooters and 2 guys with M4s.
He's got the swag 7.
Or we can try and convert the round. However, when you're up against 3 people and only 2 of you in that position, and there's probably going to be a guy on site, probably a guy on pit, it's going to be hard to impossible to actually do it, especially in that span of time, which they realized and said, okay, let's just go back. Maybe they were trying to fish for a quick pick, and then it would have been a lot easier, but it didn't happen. But they moved back too slowly, and, you know, got pinched from the back, unfortunately, and it's going to be a full eco. Well,
I mean, an eco with LtK on 13 rounds, it's looking all the worse for RG. They started so strongly. This time, though, not looking so confident, especially on the CT side. And we see the swag 7 in the rounds of Robbie. This time, though, Juvenile's going to start as he means to go on. Great start from the T side, and they're going to... he had the element of surprise. Lightworker really couldn't do too much, though. In the meantime, Robbie... his investment wasn't quite worth it with the Mag 7.
Well, he threw it to Darky and he went YOLO with just a pistol, and Darky's going to... that's just mess.
Darky's going to go.
I don't know. I mean, like, on an eco round, if you're going to buy a Mag 7, I mean, you don't have to play at the same place every time, otherwise, you know, your strats are solvable. But one option is to put the guy on the B bomb site just next to car, so he can pop out and quickly pick someone with the Mag 7. You know, you want that close range. He might get 2 people, then he's probably going to die. Oof. The other option is where he was in apps.
I mean, this.
But you know, they just didn't push apps because they knew better. They want to avoid the close range, because you could go in apps with a CZ. You don't even need a Mag 7. You would have had the same effect.
But this round means a lot to the CT side. They've kind of put all their money, all the RG can really scrap together. They kind of went to the bank, got the biggest loan they could, and this is all they could come up with. A couple of M4s. And Darky makes the most of his, takes down Fugly.
So 50-50 trade, however, is in the favour of the terrorist side, as they don't have bomb sites to defend.
Yeah.
So it's going to be one guy on B.
I mean, they lose this round, they've lost it. They're going to be forced onto another eco.
Robbie's rotating towards the B bomb site, which is a mistake because they're all on A, although the bomb is at the bottom of mid on its own, which is curious.
Daps, though, exchanging apartments. He's going to go down. Darky paying a hefty price. Look at his health P, only 32 HP remaining. So 3v3. Level playing field, or in regards to players standing, that is. I mean, not in regards to this T side who have to get on towards a bomb site. CT side know it. Robbie's positioning is very intriguing. I want to know exactly what he's got for us. Shazam with another pick, bringing it down to just 2 CTs. This is looking very good. Shazam again, using that AWP just clinically to take down Robbie. And now Darky, I don't see too much coming from him. He's already picked up 2 frags this round. I don't think he's going to be able to find a third. And, I mean, he needs to. Going into this round, the save is going to come out, and, I mean, understandably so. But seeing that 15 secured for LTK, this could be, I mean, best of 1, has to be said. Best of 1. They're going to have to be doing their very best to bring this back going into this overtime, but I don't see it happening.
Look at the money on the terrorist side. They could all buy negatives, and they'd probably win the next round. So I think this is probably going to be a match after this round. It's going to be 15 for LTK coming up here. And let's look at Reliable Gaming's money. One thing I forgot to mention earlier was we've seen a distinct lack of Molotovs on the CT side for both teams on this map. If you look at, I would point them towards JuStUs Pro, who use Molotovs to great effect on this map on the CT side. Like if Pasha, for example, takes a pick from Arch, obviously, if he misses, he's going to have to run back. So he runs back, throws a Molotov down to deny to deny the push to the T's, allows him a better chance of getting to safety. But we haven't seen that from either of these teams.
So this round means a lot for RG. They're really clutching at straws. Managed to start strongly, though, taking down 2 of the T side. It's not going to affect their economy, but it is going to affect their confidence.
They should stop peeking now, though. They need to calm down.
So they need to sit in. Or saying that, Mark's aggressive positioning on B brings home the bacon, takes down Juvenile, and now with 4-2, Daps knows all it means. And Darky again, he's really bringing it home for his team at the moment. Nafli, I just think he's going to be well aware of the situation. Great start from RG, but they've got such a mountain to climb now to bring back towards that 15 mark. 1 round, 1 slip-up, and that game is over.
Yeah,
Nafli, 1-2, not going to get the 3. And so that's the 11th. And I mean, RG, they need to keep this momentum up now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fair while before LTK
26 frags for Darky. I mean, he's been playing well. I didn't realize just quite how well. He's alongside Shazam for the opposing side.
Yeah, they're doing quite well on both sides for their teams. But again, this is doable for the CTs. But it's not going to be easy. They're going to have a solid defense, which has been somewhat lacking so far in this match.
It has been a bit of a shaky start. Look at that banana exchange. Mark's going to come out on top of that one. And Robbie's going to get a flash towards that bomb site as well, towards the banana area, trying to slow them down. Not going to be a problem for the bomb site, though, or the bomb carrier, sorry. And Nafli, in the meantime, is just going to be charging. We're doing a little dance through apps with the CZ. Obviously, actually favouring the CZ perhaps to the AK in that short kind of CQB scenario. Robbie, though, great positioning, takes down Nafli up and down the stairs swiftly as they come, and now he's going to be quickly relocating. Nice play from RG. Look to be looking a little bit fresher now. Light worker, not the happiest man in the world now, 19 HP. Robbie dancing around this site as well. So the T side are looking to put on towards this B side. We need to have a little, draw some attention to that. Shazam with the AWP, that's what I want to see now. Looking towards coils. He knows there's going to be one around there, and I don't think the CT side are going to give him anything. Because they give him an inch. He will take a mile. Lightworkers there, though, picking up his teammate in the process. Mark alongside Shazam. And, I mean, that is fantastic play from RG. Too little, too late, do you think?
I think we need a set play here from LTK. It looks like Reliable Gaming have found a solution to the madness that has been the previous few rounds.
Maybe they just, they've kind of calmed it down a bit.
I mean, they have the space to attempt just a solid set play, which they should have practiced as a team, which might take them over the edge here. If they lose this round with a plant, they'll be able to buy. If not, then they're going to be in a weird grey area. Oh, there's a team kill there. That's unfortunate. Oh, there's almost another one.
What are they doing? Whew! T-side taking risks, and it's not going to be paying off. Shazam is going to be in the red. And Lex with the AWP going to be hunting them. Oh, and great play. Paid the price. 19 HP, but Daps is dead. And that sounds nice. That's nice to say.
They're
Daps
halfway
is
there.
dead.
They've got the bomb plant now.
So they have the bomb plant now, so that is going to be kind of, they've managed to fight off that eco for another day. But the CT side, they need to secure this round. They're well aware of what it means. Robbie is on the hunt. He's going to be finding one. Look for the second as well. Nafly revealed his position, and that defuse is going to come in just at the nick of time. RG with 13. Whew!
And Robbie just delaying the defuse there so his teammate could pick up the AWP, which is, again, smart play. Often people will just rush. They've got time, but they go for the defuse. But look around. See what weapons your team have. See what they need. Give them a bit of time to reach an AWP if you're aware.
Right. Well, I mean, this is it. This is it's all to play for now for LtK. If they lose this round, it's going to be looking to go into that overtime.
If they lose this round, they are going to be in trouble.
Penniless.
Again, they got the bomb plant, so they were able to buy this round. If they didn't, they probably would have ecoed this round and had money for the last round should it go that far. But if they lose this round, they are not going to have a full buy all the way around. And
oh, look at Shazam. He's positioned himself with that element of surprise. We do see Fugly go down in the process, though, so it wasn't a completely painless exchange. And now we see the bomb going in. This is looking a lot better for LtK. This is what you were talking about, that set play. Maybe the team kill wasn't quite part of the set play, but it's worked out so far. Juvenile, man behind the plant's going to be getting naded out towards construction. So now 4-3. Three players standing for CT, and this is going to be very important. Lex gets the vital frag on towards Shazam. The Molotov was there to kind of rub salt into the wound, or fire into the wound, as he's doing. And Nafly's completely ruined himself, crippled himself, fire at his heels. Doesn't stop that 16th round from coming home. GG's in chat. RG, they fought hard, though. Wow.
Yeah, that was an interesting last round. I mean, I think that could have gone really badly for LtK. I mean, it could have gone really badly because
it was a huge mistake.
Yeah, you saw the Molotov coming into New Box that we were talking about from Banana. In that case, it was used as a retake Molotov, forced the guy to, it basically eliminates that place. And you had a guy with an AWP for the CTs in spawn as well, so there's an opportunity for the T to get forced out and shot at the same time. But then his teammate ran into the Molotov. And then he's like, oh, wait, I'm on fire. Oops, and comes back out.
Yeah, but that was 40 HP later. I mean, he paid a heavy price for his mistake. Didn't stop his teammates kind of finishing off what they started. But, I mean, fortunately they were able to. Because that was going to go to overtime. That was an overtime on the cards right now by the end of that.
I did think it would finish with a B push because it's just, if you just get the bodies in there, it's generally going to be a lot easier to close out a round if there's only 2 CTs there. So if we pop into the game in a second, and while we have some time before the next match starts, we'll show you a bit of a demonstration, so you can try it at home. You can try it on the FACEIT platform, actually.
What to explain?
FACEIT has pugs, obviously, so you can try it on the FACEIT platform and see how these things work out for you at home. So if we go over to the B bomb site here, stuck in the wall. Some sound would be nice. There's a guy who used to play for iBUYPOWER called Adren, who you can see his videos on YouTube. He has a lot of demonstrations of Molotovs, which are quite useful. Here's one standing in this corner, just aiming at this black spot here. And that's the Molotov that they put down here to clear out this part of the site.
And it worked so well.
Yeah, there's another one. There's another one from here. Basically, if you stand on the car and you line up this so they're touching, and you just jump and throw it.
We saw that one as well. You
get the new box. So with these two mollies together, basically this whole third of the website of the bomb site. Sorry,
the FACEIT website. Check that one out as well.
I've had too much sugar and caffeine. This third of the bomb site is basically closed off, and these are really powerful spots, especially if you're defending the bomb site from here. A pop flash you can do is if you stand quite close here. That's a really nice pop flash for people who are pushing in from here. You can see where it ends. But this cancels out all of these options here. So the CTs are forced into this area.
That's all they have to check then. So that's all they have to be looking for.
So these are things where if there was more coordination from both teams, especially on the T side, like sometimes we saw this Molotov, sometimes we saw that Molotov, but it wasn't often we saw it Molotov together. Those things would be quite useful for the approach on the T side. And just a few other bits and bobs. One thing Fnatic used to do, actually, they used to smoke off the whole front of the bomb site on B, and then plant a bomb in the smoke, and without taking the actual bomb site. So
it's like a kind of a sneaky behind enemy lines kind of smoke.
Yeah, exactly. So the first one is here, and the second one I do, it varies from person to person, is roughly there. And that should smoke off the entire front of the bomb site, like so. So that means you can plant the bomb in front of the fountain here.
And I mean, so all they have to do is spray.
Or over here. Exactly. So you, as a T, you can plant it in that smoke. I mean, they can spray you down, but there's a few different places to spray. And if you're flashing them at the same time, it doesn't matter if the guy planting gets flashed because he's planting.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's one example. You can plant the bomb there. And also, if you do take the site later on, it's almost impossible to defuse the bomb in this area because you are exposed everywhere. So those are just a few things that people can practice at home, but I think we'll probably go to a commercial break soon and prepare for the first semi-final. So obviously we've seen that Reliable Gaming are through to the semis. I haven't got any results yet from the other games, but
I mean LTK.
Oh, sorry, excuse me, LtK through to the semi-final. So we'll see who's going to be joining them, and in the meantime we'll go to a break.